that the whole mask thing is just, I mean, the way they managed it and the way they jump back and forth with their rules and their restrictions and this and that, and then all the enforcement, and then the law enforcement comes in and the press conferences. I mean, between you and I, yeah, right. It's a podcast. I reckon it's a whole crock of shit, and I don't buy it. I don't believe a thing about it. The virus, yeah, it's the flu, yeah, but they just thought, let's use the flu, and we're gonna just get the media on our side, which they own, and we know, and I don't care whether you believe this or not, listening to this, it's the truth. If you believe Channel 9, 7, 10, ABC, and SBS, and if you just go by radio, mainstream radio and mainstream television, if you have got that going on, and that's what your story is, and that's what you think is going on, well, you've been absolutely cheated and lied to. It's a crock of shit. And I say that because I've looked into it. I looked deeply into it. And I know, because it's as plain as the nose on your face. Now, if you choose fear over freedom, and this is all I want to talk about with this, Dennis, I'm not going to go on anymore about it.
No,
if you choose fear, then you're going to be scared everywhere you go, not hugging your family, not going anywhere. You're going to stay home. You're not going to go out and eat. You're going to be wearing that stupid freaking piece of underwear on your face. And it's what a crock of shit. Face coverings, and then people who were wearing ice cream containers over their heads and this and that, and that was fine. Like right there, if you don't realize what a crock of shit it was when they didn't even say, you got to wear this mask. Are you joking? Are you kidding me? Like how long? 8 months? How long do you think people are going to buy this for? Well, you know what? A lot of Victorians bought it. They're still buying it. They think Dan is the man. They think he's done an awesome job. You know, people lost their businesses, and then just 2 weeks ago, he goes and sends $87 million to the Greens for the Werribee Zoo upgrade, so we can have an eye view spectacle of Werribee Zoo. Fuck off, right? Give me a break. Like 87 mil. I think some businesses down Logan Street could use some of that money. I think I could have used some of that money. I think my friends in businesses could have used a lot of that money too. You know, hospitals are empty. I've spoken to nurses. It's all a big joke. They're lying to you. They're pumping up the numbers. Look what's going on around the world in the UK and the States. Listen to the language they use. It's exactly the same as what they've been using in Victoria. They rolled it out in Victoria to see what they could get away with. Australians are most, let's just go with the flow in all the world. No protests. Protests were like abysmal. It was embarrassing, the protests in Australia and Victoria. You go look at what's happening in Italy, France, the States. There's millions and millions and millions of people. They've had rallies, elections in the States. They've had hundreds of thousands of people show up at Trump rallies. Give me a break. They're pumping up numbers. It's all about cases. No one's dying. The death rate's the same as it was in 2018 in the US. I mean, what else do I have to tell you to realize that they're trying to freak you out? So if you're going by fear, then you've bought it and it's a new normal and all that stuff that I've listed. Or you can choose freedom. I choose freedom. It's crazy how much freedom people will give up for security just to say, oh, well, the government's going to take care of me. They're going to look after me. Yeah, right. If you look at politicians, how can a career politician in 6 years of Premier Victoria come into the job with nothing, and now he's worth $81 million? $81 million in 6 years if you're on $440,000 annual pay, which he just pumped up during the pandemic. So he was earning less than that, probably 400 grand. So on 400 grand, I don't know, maybe my calculator is Italian and doesn't produce the right numbers, but usually if it's my calculator, it'll be triple. But anyway, so he's a career politician, 6 years in the job, and he's worth 81 mil. How did that happen if you're on 400 grand a year? Well, look into it. I've always been saying, hey, Treasury, why don't you do an audit on Dan Andrews' family for the last 10 years, and let's see where this money's gone from. In fact, there should be a law that all politicians should have an absolute open book on their taxes, because we pay them. We pay their salaries. So why shouldn't we have an open discussion about let's see what all these politicians are doing? How can you go from zero to freaking $81 million? Mate, I've been in the martial arts for 41 years. I've been at it for 28, flat out. I work as hard as I can, man. I hardly sleep. I'm on it, and I've got like all areas of my business covered, from commentating, to open my business, to seminars, traveling overseas, to supplements, to supplies, to T-shirts, to merchandising, to online stuff. Are you kidding me? I'm not even worth nowhere near that amount of money. But this guy, well, if you follow it, I bet you the Chinese are just dumping money in his accounts, dude, left, right, and center, because we know that Dan Andrews is part of that kind of movement, because he said Victoria will be the gateway to Australia for the CCP, for China. So, and not to mention the Belt and Road situation. Oh my God. So anyway, I'm not going to go on and on about it.